Stop sinning, do what's right, break from your wicked path, be merciful to the poor, perhaps you'll continue to prosper. This is a whack dream. This tree is huge, it's going to be cut down, and then it turns into an animal. And you, king, are it, and you're going to be driven from human society. You're going to hang out in the fields like an animal, eating grass like a cow. What a great story. What a great story. Don't you have anybody in your life you wish you could put this curse on? We're going to pray over you, sister. Dear God, make her a cow. Please accept my advice. Do something, dude. Get right with God.
Amen.
Verse 28. But all these things did happen to King Nebuchadnezzar. 12 months later, he was taking a walk on the flat roof of the royal palace in Babylon. As he looked out across the city, he said, "Look at this great city of Babylon. By my own mighty power, I have built this beautiful city as my royal residence to display my majestic splendor." Babylon's all about what you build, what you do, how you make yourself like a god. While these words were still in his mouth, a voice called down from heaven, "King Nebuchadnezzar, this message is for you. You're no longer ruler of this kingdom. You will be driven from human society. You will live in the fields with wild animals, and you will eat grass like a cow." Verse 33, that same hour, the judgment was fulfilled, and Nebuchadnezzar was driven from human society. He ate grass like a cow. He was drenched with the dew of heaven. He lived this way until his hair was as long as eagle's feathers, and his nails were like bird's claws. When you build something up on your own, when you take something and say, "This is what I have to do to make my life work," and then you look back and say, "Look at what I have done." I don't care if it's a career, relationships, marriage, children, I don't care what it is. When you focus on, "I'm going to make this happen and I'm going to build this," at some point it's going to fall apart. At some point, it's all going to break apart. Because what we build with our own weak little selfish hands will not endure.
Amen.
And at some point, God will shake it and break it. Why is it that God puts such high standards on our time, our life, our love, our finances, and everything about us? Because it brings us to the point of saying, "God, you must be in control, and I got to trust you to take care of this, because if I follow you, there's no way my life's going to work." And that's when he says, "Look, that's when I get to build something. That's when I make something beautiful. And it's not about what you've done, it's about what I've done." And that's scary. Call this the breaking. If you've been through the breaking, you know exactly what I mean. It's when God takes all this stuff that you put your trust and support and hope in and kicks it out from underneath you. And it goes crashing down. And you're left with nothing. And you can choose, do I go back and try to rebuild in my own power, or do I admit my brokenness and let God restore it? You're going to be broken at some point. If you haven't been already, you will be broken. Because the stuff that we build with our own hands comes crashing down. Now, if you're a skeptic, you're saying, "This story is just way too weird." It's not true. There's pretty cool historical evidence that there is truth, that this story is true. There's the in the Qumran cave. There's one of the caves. There's a title prayer about Nebuchadnezzar that says that he was smitten by mental disorder and behaved like an animal. You can go to the British Museum, and there's a clay tablet that describes Nebuchadnezzar's behavior during this insanity. It says, and I'm quoting, "His life appeared of no value to him. Then he gives an entirely different order. He does not show love to son or daughter. Family and clan does not exist." And interestingly enough, from the years 582 to 575 BC, toward the end of his reign, nothing happens. There's no record of any acts or decrees by the king during this time. There's a complete vacuum of power. Probably Daniel or the heir prince stepped into the kingship while Dad was in the backyard eating grass. Judgment was fulfilled. There is judgment. It was fulfilled. Verse 34, again written by Nebuchadnezzar. After this time had passed, I, Nebuchadnezzar, looked up to heaven, my sanity returned, and I praised and worshipped the Most High, and honored the one who lives forever. His rule is everlasting, his kingdom is eternal. All the people of the earth are nothing compared to him. He does as he pleases among the angels of heaven and among the people on the earth. No one can stop him or say to him, what do you mean by doing these things?